look, a lot of things have happened since last we spoke, including your appearance on WWE Saturday Night's Main Event. Man, it's so cool to see you guys out there.
Oh my gosh. I was still down at the daughter's house in Florida. The phone rings, I grab it, I'm looking at it, 203 area code.
Oh boy.
I figure they're calling me. I'm going to sue me or something. What the hell's up, right? Then we called the Hacksaw. We'd like you to appear at Saturday night's main event. And I said, well, nowadays I have to have Deborah's travels with me. That's part of the deal. They said, no problem. I'm like, okay. Usually I'm like, well, that's a deal breaker or something. Like, no problem. So I said, great. So we flew up into Indianapolis, and it was in the green room. They had us in a beautiful green room. It was huge, leather couches, TV, big flat screen TVs, of course. Ran our own private restroom, and it was Dory Funk and his wife, Ted DiBiase and Mel, his wife, and me and Deborah. And I mean, we went to catering, and people are bringing us stuff at catering. Everybody's coming up and saying hello and introducing themselves. And so we finally get all back in the green room. We're like, what's up? You're being awful nice to us.
Waiting for the other shoe to
It's
drop.
like fattening up the sacrificial lamb. Here, have some more. It's couldn't think it's on TV, and Braun Strowman is going to beat the hell out of all three of us. Yeah, we're going to give you an award. Live TV. What are you going to do? That's why they never put Brody on live TV. He'd write his own script, shoot his own angle. But they treated us so great. It was really, really neat. And then, Ted, they brought him out. He had the limo. It was an old Cadillac Brougham limo, beautiful. And they use it for that long, right? And shows WWE, they don't miss his trick. And finally, we went out. It was Dory, Teddy, and myself. And, shoot, I got a good time. Everybody was going, oh, we had the place going, USA, USA. I don't want to point that out to the writers, but the whole place was going, USA! And all those guys were nice. The writers came up. They all introduced themselves. They were all nice guys. But I tell you what the best things were, I'm sitting in the cafeteria, and this kid comes up to me, a young guy comes up, he goes, actually, I got you 3.5 foot left-handed 2x4. I turned around. The guy remembered the crew. I get along with the crew better than I did the talent. I'm like, brother, good to see you. And then one of the cameramen, he was running to do a shoot. He comes up to me, he's like, I'm like, what? Deborah's like, what's he doing? I'm like, brother. I'm hugging him around the cameraman, the catering girl. She's, I can't think of her name right now. I'm going to kick myself in the butt. But anyway, it was great to see all those people behind the scenes, they're still there. The talent comes and goes. A lot of the cameramen were still there, guys who worked backstage. And that was my always joke. I'd ask the kid, I said, somebody give me a 3.5 foot left-handed 2x4. And the first time I did it, he's a young guy. He's like, yes, sir, Mr. Duggan. Now he comes up, he remembers probably 15, 20 years later, he remembers. So that was cool. But then, so now we're all in the green room. I went to catering for a little while. Imagine that. I can't eat anything. Are you kidding? But anyway, so Deborah and I down to catering. Triple H comes down to the green room, and he has a nice talk with Teddy and Dory and their wives. They're sitting there, and of course I come in, everything's like, you missed it, Duggan. Place is on fire. What the hell? I don't know. Shit. No, you missed it. Triple H came and talked to us, and I'm like, well, that's cool, So I'm sitting there. We're watching the big screen, watching the show. One of the guys come in, Minion guys, one of the helpers said, Hacksaw, Triple H wants to talk to you at the Gorilla. And so, so me and Deborah, we go down and we're standing in the Gorilla. And that's actually where the cameraman came up and did the gimmick at the Gorilla. And Bruce Pritchard's there. Bruce and Deborah and I, we go back years, back to Mid-South.
Yeah.
And she went over and gave Bruce a hug, and he's at the table. It's like Triple H, Bruce, and some guy I don't know. But anyway, so we can see it. Things are going we got to get out of Gorilla. I said, honey, come on, let's move out of Gorilla. And we'll wait outside in the hallway. So we're the big, huge hallway, entryway, all the trucks and everything. So we're sitting there. Triple H comes out during the break of the show. He comes out and he says, "Hey, Hacksaw, thank you so much. We got a whole new outlook on the guys, your generation of guys. We're standing on your shoulders." I mean, like, holy shit.
Wow.
I'm like, man, unbelievable. He was extremely nice. Uh, I was shocked. I really was. It was nice to be treated that well. And I respected what the old timers did back in the day, working with no, no days off and all that. He put all that over. And, I said, well, thanks very much. I knew he was working. Thanks very much, Triple H. I go to sit down and he goes to turn around. Deborah's like, "Hey, H." No, actually, they get along. He talked to Deborah longer than he talked to me. So now this is pretty cool. Now, so H is heading back to Gorilla, and she goes, "Can I say goodbye to Bruce?" And H is like, "Yeah, go on and say goodbye to Bruce." So she runs in there and gives Bruce a hug and everything. And she says goodbye. He goes, "No, it's too late. You're in the shot." So if you watch when one of the Samoan kids, Haku's son, I guess was his manager or something, they go through the green room on the way to this ring.
Yep.
And if they pan through, there's Deborah standing, the long blonde hair and her crazy outfit she's always wearing. She got in the shot in the green room, just that long. And my daughter's like, "There's Ma."
Deborah Duggan back on TV after all these years.
Yeah, she did. She got more TV time than I did. But it was, even though, imagine that, they brought us and our wives in, put us up in a hotel, treated us great, and we're on TV 8 seconds, 10 seconds. Man. WWE, they don't cut corners. It's that's why it's the best in the world. That's why that talent up there is the best of the world.
It's a whole new regime up there, and that's what everybody's always saying is that, not to shit on Vince, but back in the day, Vince would bring guys in, and sometimes if he felt like it, he would bury them. And it's, from what I've been hearing from a lot of the talents, is that that's just not the way it is around there anymore.
Well, I was ribbing with my family and telling everybody how well they treated us and all that, and it was nice to be respected and appreciated. I said, and the proof will be in the pudding. In about 2 weeks, you will see how much they really appreciate the old timers. And they appreciated us pretty well. I can't gripe at all, man. It was another surprise. Oh, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, that was another surprise. I mean, I got the paycheck from them, and I'm like, wow. They do appreciate the old timers, because even back in the day, you get your quarterlies. You're like, get a cup of coffee.
Man, it's cool to hear
Dunkin' Donuts, not Starbucks.
Cool to hear that they're showing you guys that kind of respect. And you mentioned it. Jacob Fatu was the one who was walking through that shot, and man, he went out there and about tore Braun Strowman apart. Did you have any interactions with any of the young guys that stand out?
Haku kid that came up, one of his sons came up. Me and Haku, I've known Haku since 1979. I've known Haku longer than I've known anybody. We were living in the Chateau Blue, making $40 a week. Yeah. We struggled in the old days, man, together. So he came up. I'm sure Haku told him to come up and say hello. And yeah, so I met him and talked to him. But yeah, even the Braun Strowman came up, said hello. I can't. The young lady Ripley.
Oh, Rhea Ripley, yeah.
Yep, she came over, said hello. I mean, it was a whole different atmosphere, because I went back when what's his name, the Russian guy had the girl.
Oh, Rusev.
They brought me back, and I thought they were going to do something. Instead, he just came out and broke up my 2x4 and beat me up.
Yep.
And they had me in a broom closet by myself.
Not quite as welcoming.
And they paid me $100. I'm like, well, shit, I don't know if I want to get it. So to be appreciated like that by Triple H, that was we all appreciate it. And that's what Deborah told H. She said, from a wife's point of view, and I never looked at it that way. On the way home, she was saying, I told them from a wife's point of view, it's nice that you guys appreciate the old timers. It was a great experience.
Man, I'm glad to
And
hear it,
then
Jim.
WrestleCon was off the hook, man. There was all kinds of people everywhere, man. You know, 'cause it was the Royal Rumble, and I think it's the number 2 pay-per-view that there is. And 38 years ago, brother, one-man gang was charging me. I was blown up. I had nothing left in the tank. All I could do was drop down and pull the rope. Big 350-pound gang went over. Who won the first ever Royal Rumble?
Hacksaw. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not even going to try to hoe again. There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
Well, especially in Pittsburgh, you'll get in trouble.
Yeah, no, not these girls, Jim. Before we move on for the Hacksaw mailbag, because your fans brought a bunch of great questions, did want to ask you one more thing about being there and Triple H. Obviously, Triple H, one of the boys, worked his way up, had a lot of success as a wrestler, and now he's on this side of the business where he's turned from wrestler to office. Jim, pretty incredible to see one of the boys become legitimately one of the most powerful men in all of professional wrestling, right?
Yeah, it really was. I worked with him when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley down there in WCW. Him and Lord Steven Regal were tag teams,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing the Great Britain deal, and I was doing the USA deal. So we were in the ring a few times, and and I potatoed the hell out of him. So that might explain a lot.
He's forgiving you, maybe.
No, I just kidding.
Man,
He was nice. You had to see somebody move, and then to get up there and not forget where you came from, and understand the boys are on the road eating Waffle House on Thanksgiving Day and stuff like that. Being stuck at the airport for 2 days and shitty hotel rooms and just the road. And that's the hardest part of our job. You're in the ring 10, 15, 20 minutes tops. You're on the road sometimes 20 hours to get those 15 minutes in.
yep. Yeah, God bless you guys, especially back in the day, man. It's the guys work really hard today, of course, and they bust their butts and they deserve all the money they make. But the amount of travel that they do, not exactly close to what you guys were dealing with.
No, it's crazy. I got over 6 million frequent flyer miles. That's documented. That's not counting like, Southwest and Frontier. That's Delta and American. And, back in the day it was Pan Am. And a lot of the airlines include US Air, but yeah, a lot of traveling.
Yeah, they aren't counting all the times you flew with Ronnie Garvin either. So
I
there's a
count
lot of
Ronnie
miles.
Garvin, or yeah, even Vince for a while. He had the WWF Air Force. He had
Yeah.
about 8 little. They're King Air. They're pretty good sized airplanes, twin engine airplanes, and we'd all pile on them and off to whatever town we're going to. I'm surprised
Man.
he didn't have a banner behind it. WWF.